I remember a few years ago. I mean, you kind of get used to it now. But I remember the first time I had a shit date.
Yeah.
Which was like, it was. I thought it was fine, but I think I was probably about 25, and I was probably a bit of a weirdo, to be honest. I remember like having a chat, having a date, thinking it was going well, and then some banging tune came on the speakers or whatever, and I was like, I need to Shazam this song. Sorry. So I walked off to Shazam it. Don't know why I did that. And then as I got back, we're like wandering kin. She's just looking at City Mapper. And I'm just like, oh.
You don't want another drink then? Is that?
Yeah, I was like, it's your round, isn't it?
Yeah. Halfway through dinner, you've literally just started your main.
I thought she was going to be the one, guys. But so that, I remember that the first time I had a shit date. And there's those dates pop up every now and then now, don't they? When you have like a couple of drinks and it's like, or one or two drinks and you're like, we both need to get out ASAP.
Or you've done one thing and then you're like, do you ever get that where you get to the point of where you've done that one thing and then you're like, that's, you know what I mean? Like you just feel that instant loss of connection from the other side.
I mean, I was just like, it was a banging tune. I really need to Shazam it.
Do you know what it was?
I've got about 2,000 Shazams now because just discover all this lovely music everywhere.
But do you remember what the song was that you basically...
Remember. It was probably something really cool.
Pied off this day. Something synthy.
Yeah, something synthy, something 80s. But yeah, so I remember that happened, which is quite a boring story, really. What else? I would say, like, I remember having a few dates with this girl many moons ago. And I think we had like 2 or 3 dates, and on the third date, it's always third date, guys, we went back to mine, and we were both very drunk, and we went to bed, and then I remember like the middle of the night, she got up to like I don't know, it was like she was taking her leggings off or something like that.
You sure she wasn't trying to escape? She wasn't just like,
no,
right, that's it.
I was like, what is she doing? I want to go to sleep. And then 5 hours later, you wake up at like 10 a.m. or whatever, and the bed's just sodden. The bed, my bed,
your bed
is sodden.
Is she in the bed?
And I'm like, what? And I'm like,
oh, under you.
And I'm like, what's going on? And it wasn't from my front. It was from my back. It wasn't poo.
Yeah, did it smell? Did it smell of anything?
It was, she'd basically wet herself. And
how do you deal with that? Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you bring that
up? This is the
and
thing.
Then,
it was the most
I feel sorry for this girl.
The elephant was massively in the room, and
you were lying on it.
I didn't mention anything. And she wakes up and she's like, she's American, and she's like, morning, and I'm like, morning. I'm a bit pissed off because like fucking someone's wet the bed.
And it's not you.
And it's not me. If it was me, I'd be like, yes, come on. But yeah, and she was like, it's really wet. And it was like, it was all around her. It was just like, it was seeping into my mattress. And we just sat there awkwardly for like 20 minutes, half an hour, just like, I don't even know. I think we were having just general shit chat. And it was like...
What, lying on the piss?
Lying in her piss.
So you didn't move.
Her piss.
You didn't move at all. You were just there having a cool, calm, collected. Wait.
Yeah, just trying to play it cool.
Wait.
Nothing phases me, babe.
And the piss by this point has presumably gone cold. So you're not only sitting. You're sitting.
I don't know. It's
wet,
quite a warm day, and
stinky.
we're quite warm. It was. To be fair, it wasn't stinky. So because we drank a lot.
All right. Okay.
So she was maybe well hydrated.
What water? Not like boozy. You were drinking lots of
booze,
water.
but like, you know, like if you're just drinking loads, it's kind of clear, isn't it?
Okay. Do you?
So it was like, I don't think it was super dirty, but
do you think she just, sort of saw to herself during the evening, and then she just, sort of
just exploded.
Exploded
probably,
all over the bed.
I don't think either of us could perform it. She was wearing leggings. We didn't nothing actually happened. And so maybe
sexual chemistry. She just looked over at you in the night and just
maybe. I'd prefer that story than the we, but it was definitely we. And yeah, she was just like, it's really wet. And it's like, come on, you've pissed yourself. Like, say something.
The fact that she
I'm
didn't
sorry
say,
I pissed myself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I pissed you.
yeah.
I'm sorry you're going to have to get up today and go buy a new duvet, bloody...
Duvet topper.
I don't know what... I think
Mattress
the
topper,
mattress,
sorry.
I gave it a good scrub and then I just turned it over.
Forgot about it.
It's probably seeped through anyways, but yeah. Bless her. Never saw her again after that.
I'm not surprised. That is...
She's dead to me.
That sounds like the time when I think I said this on the last one, when I said a girl's tits were shit and never talked to her again. Funnily enough, that was after like 4 or 5 dates.
Yeah.
I said her tits weren't so good. She asked me.
You're a bastard.
You know when girls ask that kind of question, they're like, oh, like are my tits like sort of... So either she said like either small or not that big, and I kind of went, meh. You know, I went, that's not that, and then never saw her again. Funnily enough, like weird how that would ever happen.
Yeah, you're a bastard, man. But like, I told my friend, one of my friends, I won't mention her name.
Yeah.
But you know her, and I told her about the story the next day. She's like, I'll do that every weekend. Just the bed.
Just get in after a late night and just can't be asked.
Piss myself.
Exactly. I'm not going to the toilet. I'll clean it up in the morning. I don't care. Rubber undersheet.
When was the last time you pissed yourself?
When was the last time I pissed myself? I don't know the last time I pissed myself, but I know the last time I shat myself. Which is
how bad did you shit yourself?
Like small problem to medium. I was going through Bangkok airport and we'd literally gotten off a really, really long flight. And I was like, I can't be asked to go to the toilet.
When you went traveling?
Like coming towards landing. No, not when we were traveling. And so I've been at least twice. I've been at least... I can't remember what was happening, but I've been at least twice since I went traveling. But no, got off the plane. And then I was like, my stomach was bubbling a little bit. I was like, oh that's weird. And then I was like, I just need to fart. And I trusted the fart.
Oh, I've done that a couple times, and there's been a little bit of poo that comes out.
And a little bit, and I was like, and I just had to go, I'm going to go to the loo, and just like trying to get through check-in, and I was just like waddling off towards the loo.
Yeah.
But that was the last time that happened. No, I want to talk about some embarrassing dating stories. Now, a lot of my embarrassing stories don't come from like dates necessarily. I met a girl on a night out. This was a long time ago. Can't even remember where I met her. She wasn't the best looking, I would say that. Like in the morning, I kind of woke up next to her and I was like, this isn't doing my self-esteem any good.
Why do you look like me?
But that wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was the night before. We did end up sleeping together on the night before. She didn't just come over to my bed to like sort of, play patty cake and all the rest of it. But unfortunately, she thought I was rather better in bed than I had ever heard before. And she kept on, she was quite loud. She was moaning and doing all sorts of bits. And then she said, oh yes, sex good. And so every time, and she didn't just say it once as well. She said it like quite a few times. And you know when you get that kind of compliment that you're not expecting and you feel it so over the top that you're like, nah, you're just taking the piss. So basically she's saying all that like during the night. And then in the morning as well, this is where the story gets a lot worse. In the morning, I was going out to meet my mates to go out for food because it's like big night out. We were all a bit hungry. Like, right, we'll go out for food. And I didn't say to her like, oh yeah, see you later. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get some food with my mates. And she's like, can I come? And I didn't have the wherewithal to say like, no, can you please just leave and leave me alone? So my mates actually did get to meet her as well, and that was rather embarrassing. And that was one where I never saw her again for obvious reasons. Because
why was it embarrassing for you and your mates? Sorry,
because I may have mentioned to my mates as well, like between the point of us waking up and going to the restaurant, that she had said that I was a sex god in bed. And then we're all sat there.
Oh, they heard it all.
And then as well as that, I was like, she's not that pretty. And then my mates are there and they're like staring, you know what I mean? Like staring down the barrel of a one night stand. And they're just like, and we know the background to this. And I was just like, it was a really bad idea and I was dying. A couple of other famous ones. I think when I was, went out with a girl on a date, went out with her for a second date. We turned up in the same t-shirt. That's a little bit embarrassing. And then went out, got absolutely battered. And kind of like your story, not the went to bed, but I went up to go and pee in the night. And I was so drunk that between coming back from the bathroom
And you peed in her mouth.
and she asked for it. No, between coming back from the bathroom, I fell on the floor and passed out, like sort of outside of the door of her bedroom. And the light was still on there. She woke up in the morning and took a photo of me, and there was just like me naked, like just my head and shoulders coming out past the door, like lying face down on the
That
floor.
is, so I remember this. The first time I met you, 2015, and you were like, they call me the Tinder swindler of London.
Every day's my birthday.
Showed me that picture, and I was like, "Who is this guy? Who is this hot
What, the
stud?"
first time we
And
met?
I think that's quite wholesome in a way. Like, just no sexy sexness. Just
Yep.
you can't handle your beers and you fall asleep at the bathroom.
Yeah, which is quite nice. Another one, I seem to do this quite a lot, is I go out and I drink far too much on dates. I went out with a girl once and we had far too much to drink. And then I was living with my mates at the time, and we fell asleep on the sofa after a first date, like in my flat, but then my mates were living in that flat as well.
Yeah.
And they came back in because they'd also been on a night out, or they were in the house and we woke them up or something. They came downstairs, saw that we had both passed out on the sofa, didn't say anything to us. Then we woke up the next day. We went out on like a Wednesday. So it was like Thursday morning, we had to go into work, and like my mate had to come into my room because my room was where the boiler was, and like see to the boiler because the boiler was on the fritz. So she was like knocking on the door like, "Sorry, can I come in?" Obviously she knows I got someone over, so I'm like, cover her with the bed sheets while my mates comes in and sees to the thing. And yeah, that was like, it's not that embarrassing, but it's pretty embarrassing. There are a couple of others, but they're probably not the best. They're like more like,
They're more for the Patreon.
they're more for the Patreon. There'll be some Patreon stories eventually when we get around to setting that up.